long time. So
Yeah. So in a few seconds we go live. Please wait a few seconds with speaking still. There's a slight delay.
yeah. But you start, Remco, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, good morning. Welcome everyone to this session from Sartorius. We have Dagmar Simons here today to tell you something about the company and how it is to work at Sartorius. Dagmar, great having you here today, and yeah, the digital floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, Remco. Yeah, wonderful good morning to all of you. Great to have you here all together. So I'm Dagmar. So my background is biology. Was a long time ago. I studied biology at the University of Cologne, where there was not that fancy stuff like life sciences, biotechnology. And I joined Sartorius 1994, so more than 30 years ago. Started in the sales team, did this for 6.5 years. Then I moved to the training center, was for 15 years responsible for technical trainings globally. And since now almost 8 years, I'm back to my roots to sales and currently responsible for our academia project. Yeah, so I would like to start sharing the slide. So it's already, so my mouse is currently not working. Where is it? So how about Sartorius? What do you know? So it's a company with a long history. So has been founded by Florence Sartorius in the 1870s. So he started, we call him always, or he was called a university mechanician. And so during that time, he was not really focused on special areas. So there were systems he designed and developed for, so like optical instruments, a lot of systems also for the professors of the Göttingen University and for the development of the company. So there were two guys really important. So one was Friedrich Wöhler, who developed manufacturing procedure to produce highly pure aluminium, which is now in the heart of our balances. And the other guy was Professor Zsigmondy. He was also a couple of years with the Charité in Berlin. He was also professor at the University of Göttingen. And he worked on colloid chemistry and wanted to separate these colloids. And as a side product, he developed a procedure on how to produce microporous membranes, which was then the basis for our membrane production. And from those early years on, so the company developed further from a family-owned company into a company that went public in 1990. And so in these early 90s, Sartorius focused on the biopharmaceutical industry and to really fulfill all the needs from molecule development of a drug substance to the commercial production process of a drug product. So we identified gaps in the portfolio and filled these gaps with, of course, our own development, but also a lot of joint ventures, collaborations, and acquisitions, so that we are now a partner of the biopharmaceutical industry to support them on, over the whole process from molecule development to the commercial production process. And our mission, so that is actually what we are doing, is to empower scientists and engineers to simplify and accelerate progress in life science and bioprocessing, enabling the development of new and better therapies and more affordable medicines. And this we do, of course, by providing product solutions with systems, consumables, software solutions, and a lot of other services to support our partners in the biopharmaceutical industries and life. And our vision is where we want to be in the future. And so we would like to be, this is what we have in mind, a magnetic and dynamic platform for pioneers and leading experts in our field, and also to bring creative minds together with one common goal, This means technological breakthroughs that lead to better health for more people. And just to show you also some examples, we also run a lot of events, forums that we host on our own. We have also our Life Science Factory, which is a startup incubator with 2 different sites. So one is in Göttingen, the other is that you see on the photo here on the right-hand side. This is in the Helmholtz Pioneer Center in Munich. So we have 1 complete floor. And it's not only office space that we provide for young startups, early stage startups. In addition to this office space, we also offer the lab space that is fully equipped, which makes, of course, it much easier than for the startups to focus on their scientific work. And also, we have a program to support them on their way from bench to clinic. Another example I would like to share is our award, so our Life Science Explained Award, so that we run since a couple of years. So you can also apply for. So this is on a yearly base. So you can win 15,000 euro, and so it's your creativity that counts to explain very complex things in life science in a very entertaining and simplifying way. Just some numbers. So there are the figures from the year before. So the sales revenue was about 3.4 billion euro. So we have a margin of more than 25%. Which is really great. And when I started, for example, we had 1,700 employees globally. So at the moment, we have 14,500 with more than 60 locations worldwide. And this is not only about the sales and marketing, it's also production sites and sites for R&D. Just to give you an overview about the solutions that we offer for the biopharmaceutical industry and life science area. So these are solutions for molecule development. So with our lab products like these lab essentials like balances, lab water systems, pipettes, and a lot more. Of course, also filtration systems for lab applications, plus systems for bioanalytics, like our InQSight, which is a live cell imaging system, also with an AI module, or a cell selector, and a lot more. And then covered more by our division, and that is called Bioprocess Solutions, so that we can support then for the cell line development and process development with various systems. So this is always the idea behind, to have smaller systems with the same basic principle, also the consumables with the same architecture, formats and materials in small scale, so that for the process development with the product, you can run trials for the optimization of the process, that you can then do also the tech transfer with this to the commercial process related then to upstream, downstream, and of course also the final filling. And it's not only about the products, I mentioned this, so we have software solutions that come along, of course, also with the systems, but also software solutions like design of experiments or MVDA that can be used for every application and for each and every system. So I think that's the important question. You, of course, have to ask yourself, where are your talents? What do you like? What brings fun and enjoyment into your life? And which department, which area you would like to work, and which department is the best fit for you. And I have here some examples where those with a more technical, biotechnological background background in life sciences could find their first steps into the industry at Sartorius here. So one area could be then the marketing with, on one hand, classical product management, where you would be then responsible for a certain product or a product family, and would then also be responsible for the whole product life cycle. It's an interface between our development department and also sales and marketing. It is more based on so that you would stay more in the office, so not so much traveling or being on site at customers, but of course having a lot of touch points with different other teams as well. And another group within the marketing is marketing communications. So working more than on the segment campaigns, product campaigns, and also how to manage all these marketing activities through different channels, of course, also online channels. Yeah, and maybe what we do not all have in mind is that also sales could be very interesting. So it's from my point of view, always the area where you really learn a lot together with your colleagues, together with customers. So you would be then an expert in sales, responsible for certain accounts and responsible for the development, for the business development of these accounts. And you will always be at the side of these accounts, of these customers, and in a way, a manager for this account to bring then at the right time the right experts on site to support the customer in the best way, to offer the best solutions that fit to their needs. And entrance here is mainly then training on the job. So these are all positions where you could start then directly after completing your thesis. Then I think that I don't know. That's an assumption from my end. So that most of you maybe have in mind to find positions in the research and development area. So we have two departments here. So one is classical product development, to develop new product solutions, but also to improve existing products in the existing product solutions, find maybe also for an existing solution more applications where they can be applied. And so this is based on the projects that follow a very strict plan, and so would also have a high probability, almost 100%, so that they will be completed successfully. So the other area is corporate research. So this is where we are really screening the market, looking for new technologies, new modalities, new interesting molecules, and new therapies, where we do not dive into the matters, but so that we check out whether this could be then a business case for us. And in both areas, so we also have very exciting projects with third parties, so academia and also the industry, so where we run these development projects then together. So entry opportunities at Sartorius. So this is always what I would recommend, either to look also for internships or also that you try to do your thesis, a bachelor, master, or PhD in the industry. And so that you can already actively participate in really exciting projects. So this is really a very great entry opportunity into the industry. So then there is also another opportunity, so which is our scholarship. For master students. Unfortunately, I would love to have it European-wide. At the moment, you need to be enrolled at the German university doing your master, and so you can always apply by August the 31st of August, and then will be then followed by an assessment center. So so those sending the application, so there will be a screening and selection by our HR, and then around 8 will be then selected for an assessment center here in Göttingen. Yeah, this is already a good learning curve. I can really suggest this. It's a great experience. And then 2 out of these will be then selected for 2 years for the scholarship. So you get a nice grant, and you basically for Sartorius you don't have to do anything. So, but of course, you will also get a mentor, and by this you will also get an insight in the projects and the infrastructure at Sartorius. Yeah, then another entry opportunity is also the working student jobs. So this is something I would always recommend also to think about, because it's really valuable, because you learn really for your personal development. You will gain technical expertise, but also personal. You will really take something with you. And so you can really expand your professional knowledge, your business network. And so these working student jobs we offer in various areas. So just check out our homepage, a very special one that is with the Academia Student Program. So this is the project I'm responsible for. So this is a European-wide innovative program. We started in 2017. And so we have in the team, we have bachelor, master, PhD students. So background could be different, really. Of course, it's easier to get started if you have a background in biotechnology and life sciences, but also economy and related fields are very welcome. So these are working student contracts that you will get then maximum 20 hours per week. And yeah, so it's this is basically a talent pool for the Sartorius organization. So the idea behind is to guide you also to that you also can develop into a permanent role within the Sartorius organization later on. And by really doing the job in this team, we support the sales in various areas. So it's a kind of a sandbox, a playground where you can really experience also your skills and find ideas. We mainly support the sales by mapping the academia environment, but also spin-offs and startups, and identifying the contacts and opening the doors. So in a way, we are the boots on the ground. Okay. I think that's so far. I'm not too bad on time, I think, so that there will be still room for your questions. And I'm really happy to answer the questions that you might have.
Yes, thank you very much for your presentation, Dagmar. There are indeed already some questions in the Q&A, and I would also like to invite all the others present to write down any questions that you have. We have indeed 10 to 15 minutes to go through the questions, so there's definitely room and space for those. I will now start with reading out some of the questions. Some of them are related to job opportunities. So one is, on the website, there's no open job opportunities in the Netherlands. And then the other says, are there job opportunities open in Europe in sales at the moment? And is there a way to send open job applications?
Yeah, I start with the last question. So you could always, if you go on our website, so we can definitely you can upload your application. So there is also one posting. I think it's I do not really know the right wording. Is it unsolicited application? But you can just click on that and then send your application. Yeah. So and for the Netherlands at the moment, I think there is no vacancy in sales, but we are looking for one. So if you do not have completed your thesis yet, so I will be happy to talk to you because we always have with the academia student team. So we always have vacancies. So this is a dynamic team. So there is, because people, of course, complete their thesis and then find the next steps then into the permanent role within Sartorius. And so then, of course, we refill these positions. And I'm also looking for someone in the Netherlands. So I'm happy to talk to you, or of course to anyone also from the team who's at our virtual booth today.
Yes. So then indeed, those who ask the questions connect with Dagmar via this platform and also go to the booth to indeed inquire in more detail then. Then there's a number of other questions relating to positions for someone with a PhD. What would an entry position for someone with a PhD look like? And are there PhD positions offered by Sartorius?
Yeah. So basically, of course, it's important what you would like to do, right? PhD is so you can, if there is a scientific background and you would like to find your way into R&D, for example. This is an assumption I do not know now. So, so of course, PhD in R&D, in research development, always also then is a good prerequisite if you also have in mind for your to have then also later on in your career a leading position in that area. Yeah, so I would always recommend then, if you have in mind to see your development in research and development, then a PhD helps you also then to develop further if you would like to have really a managing function. So that's easier. So for other areas like marketing or also sales, it's or services, it's not a must. Yeah, so people would look more, what is your personality? Do you fit into the team? What other skills you bring along? But of course, these are also entry opportunities with the PhD. So I also after I completed my PhD, I joined Sartorius. So that sometimes it helps, but it's not a must in sales, definitely not. Yeah. I hope this answered your question. So otherwise, just come to the booth, and if I have more details, then I may give a better answer to that question.
Yes, thank you. There's then some questions related to lab functions, like are there lab positions in the Netherlands? Do I understand correctly that Sartorius mainly provides sales positions, but no positions in the lab or R&D? And
Yeah.
another similar question, could you perhaps elaborate on this?
Yeah. So unfortunately, we have no lab space in the Netherlands. So these are mainly sales and service functions for the Netherlands. Otherwise, labs, of course, we have in various other countries. So, for example, in Germany, in the UK, and in France. So there are R&D labs, QC labs. So unfortunately, no laboratory space that we have in the Netherlands. So these will be then more sales and service related functions for that country.
Yes, thank you. Then there are a few questions related to educational level required. For example, I graduated with a master's. Can I work in sales? Are there entry level positions for university graduates, and a couple of similar ones? Could you please help them with that?
Yeah. So that is so master is, of course, also a good grade. It has also in sales, especially in sales, it's more about the personality. So so therefore it could also be with a bachelor degree, so that you could find a good start into sales with a bachelor degree. But that's really depends then on the personality. How about your development? And so we have also some examples within the sales team. So where there are colleagues with a bachelor degree who really started a great career in the sales department. So this mainly really depends on on your personality, and how much you enjoy also this work. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So both will do. So, but also of course PhD. Yeah.
So perhaps elaborating on this, there's a couple of questions in the direction of, can scientists become good salespeople? Are there courses to become good at sales that you then offer?
Mhm.
Um, yeah, how do you become
Yeah.
how do you get into sales? Could you perhaps elaborate on this?
Yeah. Yeah, so I have also some examples for you. So because so you should always be open for development. I think that's what you have to bring along as a candidate. And I have one colleague who started in after completing his PhD. He started in our R&D department, and he also became a lab manager. And then after a while, he really found out so that he really his passion is more really being together with people, and he discovered really his gene for sales, and then he moved then from Göttingen to Australia as he's now a sales manager still in for a couple of years now in Australia. And of course, there are a lot of trainings. So it's on one hand, it's a training on the job that you will get a mentor at your side, an experienced college guiding you, plus that there will be, of course, on one hand, the technical trainings, but also trainings for sales skills. To improve then your skills continuously. So both. So that you will be guided by the well experienced colleagues, plus then also trainings. So that's what the manager, of course, then also what's the responsibility of the manager to create then development plans where this is then all shown, and you agree then on the milestones then in your development.
Yes, thank you. Then a couple of questions related to language, nationality, etc. For example, do you accept non-European students? Can non-Europeans work there? Is it required to speak German for positions in Germany?
Okay, yeah. So basically, so we have so especially in my team, so we are really multi. So we have so many nationalities. So from Colombia, from Egypt, from Portugal, so from various countries worldwide. And this is also what we have in the whole, also even in our executive board. Yeah, so different nationalities. So the main language is English, and German is, for example, if you work in R&D, it's not necessarily required, because in most of the labs, we also here in Germany, we speak English. And so, but where, of course, German is required is for example, as an account manager in the field, or a digital account manager for German customers. So this is what we always do, or really have in mind, so that for the account managers, so that they speak the local language. So for example, in the Netherlands, that they speak Dutch, in France, that they speak French, and in German, that they speak German. So this is for those who really have who are the main contacts then for these customers, and makes it also easier, of course, to build up then long-term business relations with them. It's always easier than if it's your first language, also between to understand the information between the lines. But basically, German is not a must. Even if you have positions here in Germany, the only exception is really as an account manager in sales, then if you're responsible for certain accounts then in Germany.
Yes, thank you. Considering the time, we have a little bit less than 1 minute left. And there are still some outstanding questions, so I would like to invite those to go to the booth, ask your still outstanding questions, or connect with Dagmar in the platform to ask them. Um,
Yeah,
Dagmar, thank
good.
you very much for
Yeah.
your presentation, and
Yeah, thank
have a
you.
great
I
day.
hope you enjoyed it. I hope there were some on the presentation, and of course, I'm happy to see you then at the booth because at the moment I don't see you. So that's of course Renko, I see you, but the others I do not see. And happy to then have a further conversation with you at our booth or in another chat. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Thank you very
Good.
much,
Enjoy
and
the
have a good
conference
day,
and
everyone.
yeah. Okay.
See you at the next
Bye.
session.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.